I don't know what to say. Hi guys. This is really embarrassing, but I'm like back after 2 years again. And I was lowkey thinking about it. I was getting a lot of gacha stuff on my TikTok, and I'm like, you know what, lowkey thinking about this great narrative that I had planned. It had like 2 to 3 seasons. Honestly, episodes are fucking way too fucking long for it to be 2 seasons too, but I made it 2 seasons for some fucking reason. Anyway, and I recently was just like I've been watching it for years. I rewatch it and I cringe every single time. There are so many things I wish I could like take back and redo and revamp, and I'm like, oh, like the characters are cool, but then they don't, and they look super saturated and blah 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 blah. And so lowkey, I decided, hey, why don't you just like revamp the whole entire thing? So, that's what I'm going to be doing, but, first, I guess, like, quick update on my life. I'm in university. I'm doing a bachelor's in music. Isn't that fantastic? No, it is. It's just cringe that I'm doing this now, and, like, I mean, yeah, I'm not, like, old, but I'm not young. I was definitely, like, not one of the younger people in the community to begin with, anyway. Felt like I was on the latter end sometimes. But anyway, yeah, so I'm in university, and it's been taking up a lot of my time. I've had, like, other things in my life that kind of just, like, prevented me from continuing the series, because it takes so much time and so much phone storage, and then I keep, like, updating my life. And then also kind of, like, embarrassment. Like, I mean, it's gacha. Like, it's cool to me, but, like, to other people, it's like, well, I mean, you know how some of this community is, and I remember the things that I, like, did. I remember the things that I posted. I can go back and watch them, and it's cringe, and I wish I could change it. It's like, why is the dialogue like this? Why is every scene like, why is Savannah so small in every scene? Stop it, I was so pick-me. That's crazy. Like, obviously it's a self-insert lowkey. It was just embarrassing. Look, I was alone for a very long time. I had no friends. This is my way of having a big group of friends. Please don't judge me. No, but like the concepts and stuff that I had were pretty cool. They were just jumbled up. So I'm going to catch y'all to speed and hopefully introduce some new changes. So, lowkey backstory. So I'm going to kind of read this off of the video I had before and kind of make some changes because this is a rebrand. Please. Okay, so Savannah was born into a happy family, but didn't look like either of her mother or father. No one really minded, and her parents didn't care. Whatever, she has a brother named Matthew, that like a little brother. It was all good, and then, you know, he started to drink, the father started like drinking more than usual, becoming an alcoholic. Shortly after, a drug addict, to began having an affair. You know, and Victoria, Savannah's mother, never like expected anything, but like she eventually started drinking her problems away. Whatever, Victoria, like, forced her to wear, like, Savannah, to wear very feminine clothing at the time. Seeing them became abusive to them both, but due to the fact that, you know, his daughter was smaller, obviously hit her more, I don't know. Bro was sick, okay? So one night, she calls the police, Savannah, for family abuse, and that was in one of the videos, but they threw him in jail for a year or so, whatever, but even though he hurt, like, his wife and his family, he was welcome back like nothing happened, and then they found out Sav's quote-unquote ability. I kind of forgot what that was, guys, but she has an ability. This relates to something. I might be able to find it in this book, maybe. And then whatever, they got proof that he was cheating. By I mean just the wife. And then they got divorced. And then Stephen got with his now wife, Carolina, and he took Matthew, and 5 years later, Savannah's half-brother was born when Savannah was 8 and Matthew was 5. That doesn't seem right, but it is. So, and then there's a bunch of backstory for, like, Taylor and stuff, but meanwhile, all that was happening, Savannah and Taylor became best friends. You went to early year 6, but then Taylor did the whole backstabbing thing, and then, Savannah found out they became enemies. Savannah got with Jay, and then Jay and CJ, Damien, Nate, and Shane all became friends, and then, Nikta and Megan joined, and whatever, and then CJ also left the country, and then everyone got older, whatever, and even in high school, guys, I lowkey want to change that, guys, please, please, okay, whatever, Savannah hates Ben, CJ comes back, Damien and Savannah modeling, Damien has 2 friends named Adam and Zach, and they're in the series, Axel appears, Also on that camp, Taylor fucking cheated on Chris, and so Chris broke up with Taylor, and then Chris got in a relationship with Savannah, like a one-sided relationship, because he was like, oh, like, I'll give you money if you date me, and she was like, but she, like, cheated on him. That was so wrong. I don't know why I did that. What the fuck? And then, this Gossip Girl, name inspired by the show Gossip Girl, I know, I wanted to be Gossip Girl so bad. Not me, like, I wanted to replicate the show. Yeah, so, and Gossip Girl also exposed the fact that Damien came from a rich family, and then Damien's family didn't like that, so they bought the school, made it for rich kids, but all the other kids still stayed there, or whatever. There's a bunch of side stuff, but Carol, Mia, and Ellie joined the school because they're friends with Damien, and they're like... Sorry, Carol and Damien are not friends. Please ignore me. Also, I think I talked about Savannah's ability. I just remember what it was. She went into that, like, super, like, alpha male mode. But, like, it wasn't supposed to be, like, alpha male type shit. It wasn't supposed to be, like, alpha. It was just supposed to be, like, a loss of control. And for what I had planned for the series, it made sense. Like, it might have been cringe, but it made sense to me. Whatever. Teehee. Yeah, so, and basically, in the series, like, up to date, Savannah's father came back with his, wife and her brothers, and Taylor's cooking up some evil shit, I guess. Some stuff's brewing. Again, you guys just have to kind of watch it. Kind of just mind the fucking cringy shit. But I'm going to introduce some kind of... Okay, wait, Loki, I forgot a lot of stuff. So, Savannah and Damien had a fake relationship. This was a stupid idea. And introduced CJ and Savannah being together. And CJ and Savannah, they're, like, together now. Again. And, Axel has a, like, Axel's doing some kind of shady shit. And then there's just some suspicious phone calls going on. A few kind of, like, little things. You guys are just gonna have to see. I'm not explaining. And if you want, you can go back to our video. It's just there's some stuff to explain video. If you cannot find it, that is because it's in a playlist. Watch the playlist, yeah. But I was kind of talking about how there are different universes in, like, all of my things. So there's, like, a human one. There's a supernatural one. So, like, where, like, that's basically, like, a heaven and hell ideology with the gods and goddesses. I'm Christian, guys. What's going on? And then there's one where humans and beasts coexist, and then there's one where just beasts exist. It's the furry universe. No way I called it the furry universe. It's crazy work. Guys, I'm not a furry. No shame if you are one. I just fall more under the neko category, I guess, if you were to put me... Okay, I'm gonna stop. Alright, so the changes that I'm gonna make is mainly kind of physical changes. I might do some name changes. I don't think so. I'm kind of too attached to the names. But, yeah, I'm going to change some of the lore that's happened, and then I'm also going to change their, like, ages, because I really don't like their ages. Guys, I'm 19. I don't like this. So, I want them to be 19, 20-ish, around that age. They're in university. They are not in high school, because the stuff they're doing is not in high school. And so you're wondering, oh, what about the whole gang stuff? Yeah, so I'm just going to say that the politics are really fucking corrupt, and, like, the way that they segregate. Basically, yeah, I said some bullshit in my other video about, like, how they separate the older people from the younger people, but no. I'm just gonna say, it's a lot of stuff, like, I'm gonna mirror it like our world, really. A lot of stuff with war, and there are corrupt people in power, and there are a lot of gangs. This is really stupid, but they all have their own reasons. I mean, Damien wants to defy his fucking parents, he's tired of being rich, etc, etc, etc. It'll be explained if I ever continue to do it. And this is if I continue to do it, guys. I am not guaranteed to come back. I'm not guaranteed to come back. But this is just a maybe, if it comes back. If I get some good reception from this video, which I probably won't. Yep. So that's kind of that reason for that. I also want to kind of change a little bit the fake relationship drama. I don't want to do that. Like, just pretend that it didn't happen when you watch my show. Pretend that they never had this weird fake dating. I also want Savannah to grow a backbone. I also want them to not just be supportive all the time. I need these people to have their own thoughts and feelings. And I did come up with that idea when I was initially doing it, but then, I don't know, I guess this was just like a high-stakes fantasy thing. There are also some things that, like, I had planned for the future that I'm definitely going to change. But just, like, the small, really cringy stuff, don't think too hard about that. it's cringe because I was young, okay? It's cringe because I was young. All that you gotta know is that, stuff's gonna happen. Sorry, this is what I was gonna say. The university, yeah, that whole thing, that it's being owned by, the parents. Let's not do that. Let's not have that. Let's just have it be a university, please. I just need it to be a university, and yeah. Or like something, and maybe there could be like an oppressive government thing where they don't allow you to study your own thing. Like it's because it is a different university, it's kind of fantasy-like, if we say furry. Yeah, so maybe they only let you choose kind of like a few paths, and it depends on how privileged you are. And that would actually work with a few things that I have coming on. But yeah, so that's my plan. I will kind of show you what I look now, I guess. Here is my rebrand. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, guys, look at how cool I look. I have been with this design for so long, but I revamped it a little bit recently. And then we got a bunch of different styles for other people. Quick intermission, I know that like in episode 20, like I abruptly changed all of their styles. So that was like the last one that you ever saw. I changed their styles. I slightly changed them again. So that's the explanation. I'm just going to change some of their demeanor and stuff. So if you guys notice, like, oh, they've kind of changed. Oh, their demeanor is a little bit different. That is why. They still have like their core feelings, their core situations and stuff. But that's their stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I actually don't want to give any spoilers. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But to get everybody a little bit hyped, maybe, I'm going to explain kind of the species that you can get. No, I'm not going to do that, maybe. No, I am. So you can have dogs, deers, cats, dragons, lizards, wolves. I'm also going to change the rarity of the wolves, but I didn't mention this before. There's not going to be like 8 in the world. They'll still be kind of endangered, but they won't, yeah. Did I say cat? I probably did. Raccoon. Fucking like a little insect creature, whatever Chris is, that one. Bunny, fox, I think I said lizard, demon, did I say everything? I feel like I've missed out on something. No, so those are the core kind of, and snails. Those are the core kind of ones that we have in the series, but I'm sure that there are a lot more and they can all kind of procreate, but I definitely want to add some racist things. It's not good, but like it adds to the story. It's a depth, and it's obviously going to say that racism's wrong, but like I think it should be definitely a thing. If anybody knows LPS Popular, it will kind of go for that. Honestly, this is kind of reminiscent of that as well. Kind of reminiscent of that. Oh my god, I have so many pages for characters' personalities and relationships with each other. I have relationships for each other for each one character. I have so many songs planned. I forgot that was gonna happen. Lowkey scary, guys. Lowkey scary. Oh yeah, so I had a whole thing for this. Yeah, so like 3 realms. That'll be pretty cool. I also got a bunch of voice lines. I might do that for the next video, kind of in preparation. We'll do voice lines for everyone, because I've got voices for each of the characters. It's crazy. So yeah, let me know how you guys are, how everything is, and yeah, love you lots. We'll see if we do this. Ciao, ciao.